Hey! Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to today's live. I'm the Seer, your guide to love, destiny, and manifesting the life you desire. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everyone's weekend was good. And let's get centered and grounded for the week ahead and see what messages that Spirit has for us today. Quick reminder of how I read. Most of you know this, but just as a gentle reminder, and for anyone new here, I'm an energy reader, here to bring insight and clarity to your situation. I don't offer yes/no questions, timelines, or general readings, so please bear that in mind when asking your question. Please provide as much context as possible with regards to your situation, your question. It allows me to give you a meaningful reading. And whilst you're here, just check the chat guidelines that are all posted, just the Nightbot messages. And for anyone, if you missed today's reading list, please do remain open. The messages shared here today may still resonate for you and be divinely guided to you specifically. I'm just going to go over and grab the list though. Hey to everyone in the chat. Hey Namira, Sruthi, lovely to see you both. Paula, Tia Bia, Leo Sun Country. I hope that I've got everyone there. Let me just grab this list. So first up we have Don't Be Stalking Me. If you were here, my dear, please go ahead and post. I am also using, for anyone interested, I'm using the Muse Tarot deck today. So we've got Don't Be Stalking Me, and then we've got Shreya. And I'm just going to start shuffling. I haven't actually seen either Don't Be Stalking Me or Shreya, but you may be here. There is a bit of a delay in the chat, so just bear with me. If you've posted your question and I haven't seen it, it's just because there's a bit of a delay in the chat for me. Namira, if you want to go ahead and post, my love, I see you here as well. And if the others pop through and post, that's great. I'll just circle back. Hey Anne, my love, nice to see you. Okay, so just waiting on Namira now to post. Samreen, if you want to be ready as well, you're after Namira. Where's everyone gone? The chat's gone quiet. Oh, there's Shreya. Hi Shreya. Please go ahead and post. Thank you, Ika, my love. New nails. Ah, there we go. Namira's posted. So Shreya, please go ahead and post as well. I'll read for you after Namira. There we go. Got both those messages. Awesome. So Namira asks, it's Alexander's birthday, and I don't know if I'm going to send a card. I am giggling and I don't want to bother him. I'm giggling? Thank you, Anne. So what do you want to ask Namira? How it would be received? Let me know what question is in there. Let's see the energy surrounding this then. Post in one. if Spirit is encouraging about this or is maybe asking you to hold off this time. Thank you, Sruthi. Okay, so the question to ask yourself, Namira, with this 8 of emotions, okay? This is you, this is your energy. And there is something about this, like there's an eclipse going on back here. And it kind of looks a little bit ominous. It almost looks a bit like we're kind of in the unknown, yeah? Maybe this is how you feel now. This woman is in this desert space, yeah, which feels kind of barren. But there's also something beautiful about this space as well, this emptiness that is waiting to be filled really by your next journey and your next steps. In romance, I believe, because it's emotions. We know that Alexander is a potential partner in your energy field. And the 8 of emotions is asking yourself this question. So in doing this, in taking maybe this potential step towards him, and with Alexander, the intention here about this card is to walk away on what is no longer emotionally fulfilling. So do we feel like with Alexander that we are heading in the right direction by reaching out to him? Are we walking towards what's best for us? Are we walking towards what is emotionally nourishing and fulfilling to us? Does it feel like a step forward or does it feel like a step backwards? Because there is this thing of like, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So in putting that message out there, you are kind of throwing that information out there and that opportunity to him. And it'd be interesting to see maybe what you get back. And if there's nothing, then maybe be able to move on. Maybe that would bring you some closure. If you do get a positive response, then maybe that feels like we're walking towards, again, a kind of something emotionally fulfilling. I'm going to pull one more card. And yeah, you're in the unknown now at the moment, Namira. What I'm trying to say is we need to keep moving forward and not go backwards. Temperance, Major Arcana. So this is a very peaceful, harmonious energy, Namira. So I feel like in a way this is somewhat of a blessing from Spirit as well, of that it will be received in a positive way. It will be received in a, what's the word that I'm looking for? In a pleasant way, like it will be something nice to receive. There's nothing negative really about this Temperance card. It's just harmony, peace, patience, stillness. It's a Major Arcana though as well, so it's a big deal, yeah? It's potent energy, it's no small thing. What I feel like it might do is that it will move you forward one way or the other in Namira in sending this card. So in doing so, you know, you, like I say, you open that door for them to respond, and then maybe this connection can grow. But if you don't get any answer, if you don't get any response, then maybe that will also help move you forward, because it'll give you a bit more closure with regards to Alexander's energy. But I do think it will be received in a positive way, in this temperance way for him. And I feel like this is Spirit coming in to comment kind of how it will impact you and your journey. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'll move on now. Shreya asks, later, so Okay, there's a few messages here. Let me just scroll back. So Shreya says, Anupam texted me last week of December and he's very emotionally vulnerable. Shared things with me and we had a good talk since he was awake the entire night. That's why I asked him to sleep. Later, he again became distant. He didn't even wish me on my birthday, and when I wished New Year to him, then he wished me my birthday. Okay. I asked him where he was and he said something happened but didn't tell. On the 3rd of Jan, I texted him again for his behaviour, but he didn't check it yet. What's his intention and what's coming between us? Okay. You're welcome, Namira. Keep us posted. Okay, Shrey, this is for you. Oh, how funny. Collective energy. Patience is required, Shreya. Temperance is about... I'm going to ask another question about to dig a little deeper on what's the block. But I feel like this is very clear advice for you, Shreya, at the moment, to be still, to regroup, to not reach out to them anymore. Allow, this is going to require patience from you for the truth to come out, for things to become clear. We need to tap in and find our inner peace again with this situation. Okay, so get grounded, meditate, do what you can to kind of gather your energy back in, and I feel like you will get more answers and clarity, but we need to... time is what is needed here. Let's see if we can see what's going on with him though more. Ace of Emotions. So there is something deeply emotional going on for them. A deep dive. Can you see how this... it doesn't matter about gender here, but there's this woman who is... sort of almost looks like to me here that they're coming up for breath, yeah? After being deep in the ocean, deep in the feelings. Do we know what kind of... they haven't shared, like, do we know what could have emotionally kind of... it almost feels like, you know, a mini sort of tower moment. Some things kind of took them by surprise, something to do... the Free of Inspiration talks about the future or something that we've been waiting for some time that's of great importance to us. And we've got this in this card, like this domino effect here, that some kind of catalyst, something has happened here that's caused a domino effect. They may have had a setback with something that they've been waiting for. They may have had some bad news, something that's thrown them off and messed up their plans in some way, is what I'm seeing, is what I'm feeling. It's sent them for a loop. It's sent them for an emotional deep dive. And with regards to finding out the details exactly of what incident has happened, it will come out. It will come out in time. But you need to take a step back. And they need to find their balance again as well. Give them space, give them time, let them come back to you. Okay, Shreya? Right, moving on. Samreen, I don't think I've seen Samreen. If you are here, Samreen. go ahead and post. We have Samreen, Tia Beer, my love. He said he thinks he doesn't fit in this society, that sort of emotional discussion we had. I feel like an incident has triggered this. And I feel like time, like I say, will unfold, will reveal more. But I feel like that Ace of Cups was a particular kind of incident that then made them emotionally spiral. Maybe someone said something to them, you know, maybe something, you know, socially, something that rattled them and made them worry about their future. Okay. Samreen, Tia Bia, if you want to go ahead and post, please do. Also, he mentioned that something buried within him, that's why he doesn't let anyone close to him. Yes, Tia, please go ahead and post, my love. I don't think Samreen's here, so we'll move on. No worries, Tia. Sure thing, Tia. Energy check-in, please, for Tia and her Pisces. Ooh, lovely. All good here, Tia Bia. Hopefully this confirms of what's reflected in the 3D. Two of emotions is soulmate energy, deep dive, connection. We're in sync. If you can see that this couple here who is mirroring each other's energy, you're both kind of in the feelings, in a loving energy. There is a closeness here. There is a deep connection here. So hopefully that's reflected now in what you're experiencing, or that this energy can be incoming. High Priestess, just a little bit of advice for you about trusting your instinct, trusting your intuition. The High Priestess is all about seeing beyond the veil. It's about really trusting, which I think is what's come up a little bit for you, TV, in the past. Trusting this connection, trusting these deep feelings, that what you're feeling is mirrored back. Just really trusting in that connection. And the High Priestess works from a place of kind of inner knowledge. In some ways, she doesn't look externally for answers. She doesn't look externally for reassurance even. Everything that the High Priestess desires or needs is all within. So the answers to the questions are within. And that's often what tarot in itself is all about, is about tapping into that inner guidance. It's a gateway, it's a tool to be able to hear and listen closely to that inner voice. And the High Priestess really, kind of lives and dies by that belief system. So I feel like that's just about trusting your vibes, what you're getting about this connection, what your intuition is trying to speak to you all the time and tell you. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just deleting this. I've just removed the spamming, Sruthi, but thank you. So Tia says, yeah, it is. I just feel blah, like nonchalant. Interesting, Tia. So maybe, do you feel like a little bit less bothered? Maybe your feelings are, you know, maybe you're not feeling the connection. It's kind of like it's there if you want it, but maybe your intuition is telling you something different. Maybe you are not so bothered as you once were. But basically, it's funny that, isn't it? Sometimes when we get what we want, we find we don't want it. Something like that, maybe along the lines. But anyway, we have two of emotions, then we have this connection. Okay, you think that you're in your head. Seems closed off. Maybe broach that conversation if you need to. What is your high priestess? What is your intuition telling you? Is it doubt? You know, are you doubting this connection again when you don't need to? I don't know, because this two of emotions would say that this is a deep connection. This is a soulmate connection. Okay, I'll move on. Sruthi, my love. It could be doubt here. I mean, that's what's come up in the past for you. Yeah, the high priestess always asks us, like I said, mentioned before, to the answers that you are seeking, I think, are probably not with your Pisces, but are, like you say, introspection, to look within. Because the cards say, just to recap, cards say the connection's there, the love's there. But the high priestess came through, maybe for you to tap in. Your intuition is trying to speak to you, yeah? Okay. So Sruthi says, what energy am I currently emitting towards my SP? Haven't met anyone yet, so still wondering. Okay. Interesting. So what energy are you emitting? You're very welcome, TBM. What energy am I currently emitting towards my specific person? Asked Ruthie. The Knight of Voices, which is like, the Knight of Voices is a kind of a messenger. It's about communication. It's fast moving. You see what a bright and beautiful this card is, isn't it? Look at that bursting sunlight that across the card, all this yellow, and this horse, this winged horse, that is kind of charging in. So I feel like that you are giving off a really, undeniably, really kind of positive energy here, Sruthi, okay? It feels very open. It feels forthcoming. You are, I think the Knight of Voices, because it's about messages and about communication, I feel like that you're psychically, because obviously this person isn't yet in your energy field, or you haven't met anyone yet, so this is on a psychic level, yeah? This is on a spiritual level, this is on a manifestation level. But you are sending out a clear message that you are ready for this, that you want this, and it feels very energized and bright. So I hope this rings true into how you're feeling. Maybe to trust and believe in the message that you are sending out as well. That it number one, that like it is going out there into the universe. The fact that you're kind of asking about what you're emitting to your specific person, I don't know if there's some doubt there, some questioning there from you, that you're worried that if your message is being received. I would say yes, it is. One more, please, Spirit. Two of Materials is a kind of, there's a busyness going on, or there's this almost warning with this card that says it's a message about not getting overwhelmed and staying centered and staying grounded. Two of Materials is earth energy. I don't know if you are busy at the minute, maybe with work or with practical kind of demands, a long list of things that you have to do, responsibilities. This is maybe messing with your energy a bit, tangling with your energy, pulling you away from this beautiful, clear, pure message. Maybe that's something that's going on for you here. Shruti, confirm or deny. Let me know in the chat. And that's the only warning here from Spirit. It says that you've got the ability to give out this pure message. Rings true, rings clear, is kind of perfect in its own way, yeah? Swords, Voices has such a clear, beautiful truth to it. It's almost like the sound of a clear bell, of a bell being rung, and that clarity of sound. It feels like that kind of energy. And the only thing that kind of block that and can get in the way of that, if anything, is this overwhelm from responsibilities, tasks, work, and that can stress you out. So just keep refocusing, keep grounding, keep doing what you can to protect your energy, preserve your energy. It's really almost it's very hard to manifest in a powerful way if we're kind of like really stressed. It can make it obviously more difficult and complicated. Right, so I'll move on. Thank you, Venny, for posting. Hey, Lily. So with regards to the list, Lily, it fills up quite quickly. So what I would advise is, I always, on the community tab of the channel, I always open the list the day before. So I go live Mondays and Fridays. So the list will be open on Thursday this week for the Friday reading. Or you can get, the time will be confirmed, so you can add yourself to the list on the day, but you just have to get here quite early because the list fills up. But the community tab is where all the schedule's updated. Okay, so Venny asks, hi Seer, I would like to check on my energy. Everything seems to be well in all aspects in life, relationship, career, but currently feeling stuck. Interesting, Venny. When everything can be going well, seemingly, but we still can feel a bit off or stuck, as Venny said. So what is guidance for this situation? Spirit, please offer guidance for Venny with regards to this. Everything appears to be going well in all aspects, but currently feeling stuck. Here's your internal conflict coming to speak out here, Venny. 5 of Inspiration is, if we see here, or it can be speak of conflict with others, but it doesn't sound like that's what's going on. It can be, it's like disagreements, conflict. And so to me, it sounds like it's an internal battle. And this is represented, we see this woman here, and there's like 5 different versions of her, and she's looking this way, she's looking that way, this way. It's like this flip-flop energy, and maybe like one time you feel okay, then you feel unhappy, then you think maybe this kind of way of thinking, and then it switches itself up. There's a restlessness here. Now, I'm going to pull another card to dig deeper into why this restlessness. What it does say though with the 5, what I always take from the 5 is that it will pass. So you can take comfort in this, okay, with this, what's going on for you now. We'll take a closer look as to why. But the 5 of Inspiration at the time, it can feel really quite intense. Sometimes it can feel even catastrophic, like a very big deal. And then it passes as quickly as it comes. So trust that it will pass. I mean, I would always advise on meditating. I don't know if you practice that, Venny, but that can really help in bringing, some stillness and some peace, and also some answers that can rise up in you as to where this is coming from. Page of Inspiration. So this is you, and it's like Page of Inspiration is very fiery, it's very ambitious, it's very creative. That's what all fire energy is about. It's like a passion, very strong passion. So there could be some, this is inspiration again, so this is both fire energy. It can talk about that maybe you want more. So it can be that your ambitions are rising up. Maybe everything is seemingly, okay and fine, but that doesn't mean that it's fulfilling necessarily or enough for us. So it can raise a flag when we feel stuck, when we feel frustrated, that we're not really getting enough out of the situation. It can be even that we are bored, maybe you're someone who feels very passionately, is very ambitious, wants excitement, is very driven. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's maybe something about the situation in one area of your life, more than one area of your life, where it's not really enough for you. There's nothing necessarily wrong, but it's really not as exciting or passionate or as expansive as really what you're capable of. Look how beautiful this girl is really here, with this woman with this amazing kind of multicolored rainbow hair, which kind of seems to express her creativity and exciting kind of personality and this explosion of colour that's going on up here. It's like you've got a lot within you that needs to be expressed. And so it would be worth reviewing. Yeah, when we see a page, it's about gathering information. It's a time of reflection. So I would check in with yourself in those areas of your life. So relationship, career, and see if there's some dissatisfaction and boredom there. And it's okay to want more. So I hope that resonates. Okay, so next up we have Anne, my love, and Eco 7. I'll just post the list again. Thank you so much, Anne. So Anne asks, I'm single and ready for the universe to finally do something about it. Exactly. So what romantic opportunities might appear for me this year? Spirit, please bring through, oh, there we go, what romantic opportunities will appear this year? Queen of Swords. Well, you'll be moving into your Queen of Swords energy, Anne. Someone who maybe this shift, I'm going to pull a card to see who may be coming through or what, but this Queen of Voices energy is about getting very clear, getting clarity about what you want, being able to be very clear and direct with your communication, leveling up in some way, feeling more confident, feeling more grown up, maybe in a positive way, you know, like that you're not shying away from who and what you want and asking about that, all of which are, you know, even the way that you would word it, today, that you know, I'm single and ready for the universe to finally do something about it. You know, that you have this kind of confidence and clarity to say, you know, I'm ready, show me universe, and pursue along that kind of energy, continue to bring that kind of energy. Can you tell us, Spirit, who and what kind of energy they will be coming towards Anne in answer to this? She shows up as this Queen of Voices and steps into her power. We have 5 of Voices. There's a 2 here. I was thinking this deck, and there's some mistletoe. So this always feels like a connection. More voices, interestingly. Mirroring. You see how there's lots of mirroring going on here as well. This is kind of like twins. So I feel like that you will attract by bringing that, you know, we always say like kind of what you give out that you get back. So by bringing this energy and moving through the world and moving through the space with this Queen of Swords energy, I feel like that you will get that back. I almost feel like the communication with the person who comes through to you will be very upfront as well. The 5 of Voices is like when it's almost like it could be like a playful, not an argument, but you know, that kind of, there's almost a tension there, which is also become flirtatious when there's a real kind of back and forth of conversation. It's someone very quick with their words, who can match you, you know, with intelligence. Ooh, and then we've also got Two of Emotions. So from this kind of energy, continuation of that, Two of Emotions is a soulmate card. So 2026, what will this bring? It will bring a soulmate connection through to you. And a deep dive, mirroring each other again, this kind of two everywhere, two here, two fishes, two, you know, this couple two. And this is the kind of nature of this connection. So step into your power, bring your Queen of Voices energy. Ask for what you want, be direct, be confident, don't shy away, and you will get back in return what you give out here. I hope that resonated, Anne. It was nice to see that Two of Emotions there for you. Hey Anshuman, just hold your question for now, please, because it's we're not quite there yet with your question. So thank you, Eco7, and then we've got Danny. Oh, everyone's posting. So I think we've got a bit of a head with the list. Just bear with. You're very welcome, Anne. So this is, let me post the full list again so we know where we're at. So I don't do readings in advance, Anshuman, so catch us next time if you're I don't do, basically you need to be here for your reading. So I'll catch you next time. Eco7 asks, what kind of job opportunity will there be for my husband this year? He has left corporate world last year. No problem, country, thank you. Eco7 says, what kind of job opportunity will there be for my husband this year? He has left the corporate world last year and has been doing his own work at home. I remember that, Eco7. Let's have a look then, what's going on. Hey Danny, thanks for letting me know you're here. I'll read for you after Eco7. So let's see what job opportunities are coming. Ooh, something which is maybe what was missing in the corporate world is something that is emotionally very fulfilling. So the 10 of Emotions is kind of like peak creative, emotional fulfillment. It's a very beautiful card. If you see all these, I'm always drawn to these beautiful colours, the pinks, the oranges, you know, it has so much kind of warmth and depth. So if your husband has been seeking that, I feel like he's had maybe a few opportunities, few experiences maybe that have already touched on this, like if they've got clarity, if your husband has clarity about what direction that they're going in. But there's something about the 10 where it's like taken to a whole other level. It's like extra, yeah. It's like the 10 is what we've been hoping for. It's some kind of ideal situation, yeah. And it's a very abundant card as well. So I think from this 10 of emotions, because it is a 10, that it will kind of roll onto other opportunities. Like it kind of has such abundance to it, and it's so full. It's kind of not just a one-off, if that makes sense. It's a leveling up and a shift. Knight of Voices, so more opportunities coming in. So Knight of Voices can be like the delivering of news, of information. And I always think with this Knight of Voices that it's like very valuable information. This is such a bright, positive card as well that, you know, like it came through earlier today, and it's, you know, a winged horse with this beautiful bright sunshine, but it brings clarity. It brings information that you can then use and listen to, and it will inform your next step. So this is also what's going to be happening for your husband this year, that they will be gathering information, will hear maybe about opportunities, will be presented with opportunities, but also this kind of idea of facts and useful information, even gaining of knowledge, gaining more skills if they're, you know, in a new area where maybe they are expanding their knowledge. Then there's a continuation of that, and each time that we get more information, more knowledge, it informs us of our next steps. Both two very beautiful bright cards here, Eco 7. So I would take this as a good sign. Uplifting energy, good news, and something of huge emotional fulfillment. A milestone, I would even say. So I hope that resonated for you on behalf of him. Okay, Danny, my dear, if you can go ahead and post, that would be great. Thank you, Danny. So Danny asks, hi, I had mentioned before this Aquarius friend named Stuart from the UK. I do remember Stuart, and he had a kind of ungenerousness about him, if that's the right word. He often likes to dish out jabs, yeah, but is one of those that can't handle when the same is dished out at him. I'm most likely going to stop talking to him because he doesn't change, yeah. He's bothered by things regarding my life that don't affect his life in any way. Is he envious that Lance helps me out? Let's have a look. I remember that even though he had quite a lot of success, that he was nonetheless had a bitterness about his spirit. Let's have a look though specifically about how he feels about you and Lance. Lance helping you out. Is he envious? I think, yeah, there is something about this Queen of Inspiration. This is how he kind of sees you. And you know how she looks here, you know, she's kind of relaxed. She's kind of comfortable in her own skin. It doesn't matter about gender here, you know, but this is how you're coming through, I think, of how he sees you. Queen of Inspiration as well is, you know, is very vibrant, is all this fire here. Look at all these oranges and yellows. And she is just chilling in her queen energy. She is not stressing. She knows who she is. Inspiration can be about passion, luck, heart's desires. So I feel like this is kind of double-edged, because I feel like this isn't all negative. I feel like, you know, that they do like you. They are drawn to you. They do like these qualities about you. But it's funny here, like maybe I'm actually just drawn to, just what caught my eye was this kind of lone leopard here on a rock. So there is some kind of, if you think of the scale difference as well, that they may be, I think really at the very heart of it is that they feel alone, Danny, that there is some loneliness within them. So I suppose even though it doesn't matter at the end of the day if they can't change and if they can't handle or, you know, see their kind of what they're struggling with. It doesn't give them the right to dish out jabs, as you say, or be mean to you, yeah. But I suppose for your understanding, I think this comes from an isolation, a loneliness. And if you have lands, you know, if you have each other, there's some kind of projection there that you're immune to those kind of feelings, yeah? You have someone, you have more than them. Yeah, and at the root of it, there's kind of a loneliness and a sadness here. But you can't help them with that if they can't even, as well, if they can't feel, you know, like maybe your care for them, you know, your feelings for them. He does seem bothered when I'm comfortable with something that would bother him. So there's a projection there, isn't there? Because like you say, why does that matter if you're okay with something? Can't get this card. For inspiration, more inspiration, you see more warmth, more fire, more. The Four of Inspiration is about stability, connection. It can be a card of marriage. And again, maybe a kind of projection that you have all this, or you have more than them, or this is something that they really want. So I don't know if they maybe haven't got a partner, you know, someone very close to them. And this is something, just with this being the card of marriage and commitment, it can be that really they want that. I mean, is there any attraction here as well? Do they have feelings, you know, romantic feelings for you? I don't know. You take what resonates, leave what doesn't with that. It could just be their own journey, that they want a relationship and they see that you're in one and they want that kind of connection. But yeah, there is a warmth that is lacking in their life. and then they're just projecting it onto you. So do what you want with that information, Danny. You know, like say if they're not able to recognize this, I don't know if you've tried to call them out on it, maybe you already have, to make them aware about what they're doing. That can be tricky, but you know, if you could say, why does this bother you? You know, we can be assertive, we don't have to be mean, we can just say, look, like, it seems apparent to me that this is making you feel uncomfortable, or that you're bothered, but it's okay. It's not your life. Danny says, for example, Lance and I have a long distance situation, but he seems bothered by that because he wouldn't do long distance thing with anyone, right? So it's just, you know, a non-issue, isn't it, really? So ask yourself, be honest with yourself, Danny, if you think there's some feelings there, residual feelings from Stuart to you, and there's actually some jealousy, because it seems interesting that he's actually specifically bothered about your relationship. Is he trying to plant seeds of doubt? Because inspiration is fire, so it can be about attraction, passion, you know, that there is some magnetism here from some feelings there. Yeah. So Danny says, I will add, if he's lonely, it's his own cause. Yeah, because he said many times he wants a relationship, but also doesn't want to be tied down. Yet I told him he can't have it both ways. It sounds like he's just not ready to really be vulnerable, Danny, maybe. But yeah, his problems aren't your problems if he's attacking you. Yeah, that's where we can draw the line. It's okay to be mixed up and to have mixed feelings, but it doesn't give us the right yet to hurt others. But I'll leave it there. So next up we have Anshaman. If you're here, please let me know. Danny says, this does resonate. I only see him as platonic. Thank you. Okay. Keep us posted, Danny. So Anshaman asks, can I get to know why did Zoya contact me 2 days ago? Oof, that was out of the blue, hey? I guess contact is not the term. She sent a request, okay, via a fake account. Oh no, and I poked her to come forward and she did, and she tried to belittle me. How strange. I gave her a befitting reply lightly and she blocked me and went away. How strange. Six of inspiration. Strange. Card of victory, card of success. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more. The shadow side, you see, because there's always a light and a shadow to every card. And the Sixth of Inspiration is about, say, success, and it's about, but really at its heart in some ways, it can be about acknowledgement, Anshaman. And I just feel like she wanted to get some, acknowledgement, even though she went about it in a very kind of immature, silly way, really. But maybe she was quite simply, I feel like, just doing it for some attention, and that she wanted to, in a very unstraightforward way, reach out to you, connect with you, and get some attention, acknowledgement, some connection. Can you see how this girl, this woman, is like under a spotlight? Are there any feelings here, Spirit? So we're doing it for attention, we're doing it for acknowledgement. She's kind of prodding you, what's the word, like, just, kind of from a distance. And, there's some residual feelings there for you with this Strength card. She lacks some courage in being able to speak to you in a real way, okay? Being able to reach out to you, to share something with you, to just say hi, and be honest. So she lacks some strength and she lacks some courage. But maybe she is having a moment, a bit like I always see this woman is like looking out to the future. Maybe in other areas of her life that it's not going very well. So that's why she was having some kind of doubt and almost in a kind of weak moment that she reached out to you in this way. So there you go. There's that answer of why she did this. See if she may follow up from this. See if she would find the courage to actually reach out and say and try and contact you in a real way. But it may have just been like a passing thing. It was a moment. And it's gone as quickly as it came. But I feel like there are some residual feelings here, but she lacked the courage to approach it in a real way. So I'll leave it there. So next up we have Country, my love, if you are here. Still. Thank you, Country. So Country says, so I have been actively dating to find my forever person. I love the clarity, Country. A couple have decided to spin the block. What's the energy surrounding one of my exes being my forever person, specifically BJ? But not DJ? Is this someone different? Because I remember DJ. Let's have a look, Country. I like that. Actively dating to find my forever person. Now there's some real intention. Okay. Different. Okay. Let's have a look at this specific person, okay? Well, Knight of Voices is communication, news, someone coming in. So this is their energy. So are we communicating with them as yet? Because this would suggest that if you haven't, then you will be at some point further down the line. Maybe we're already in communication, but Knight of Voices is their energy, okay, is the energy of the Knight of Voices is news communication coming in fast, furious. Now, the only thing is, I'm going to pull another card because a Knight can be, there can be some immaturity still here, okay? That sometimes the Knight is full of promise, but sometimes lacks the ability to back that up, okay? Oh, we communicate very frequently, okay. And as you can see from this bright, positive card, you know, and they are this winged horse, that they are rushing towards you. Oh, so he has asked for exclusivity, okay, but, ... exactly, but. Let's dig deeper. So they're into it, yeah, they're coming forward. The only question is, do they have what it takes to back up what they are promising here? Okay, well, they have got the same goal. The three materials is they do want to work this out. They do want to work this through. Teamwork, collaboration. The goal being, you know, this relationship. Materials is commitment. It's earth, so it is real. It is genuine. So their intentions are true, and there is this. This is positive, actually. This kind of helps confirm to me that this is hopeful, that this is something solid. Advice for country on this exclusivity, I think, maybe specifically. Ooh. So Eight of Voices is anxieties, worries, fears that maybe have become a bit of a bind for you, country. So there's no need to rush into this. Like I would say, you know, if they're asking for exclusivity, you know, you do it on your timeline, what works for you. But I feel like there will be a tipping point where don't let our fears stop us from giving this a go. Like ultimately we can protect ourselves so much, but we have to kind of be vulnerable as well and take a risk and kind of go both feet in at some point. These to me are both encouraging energies. They're into this. Three materials gives me some more kind of security and backup, that it's not all just emotion. You know, there's some earth and there's some hard work, prepared to put in the work and the effort. And this is your energy, interesting. Eight of Voices, worries, fear, and kind of boxing ourselves in, maybe binding ourselves up with, like, because we're afraid that it's going to go wrong, maybe that we're going to get hurt, which is understandable. I would say take your time, but the cards would suggest to, you know, give this person a chance, really, that there is something worth sticking around for and exploring this. Country says, yes, slow and steady for me, exactly. I know I'm often in my head when it's not necessary. I'm working on that. Well, there we go. So you recognize that, you know that. Would trust in you, country, that, you know, that you wouldn't let that stop you. I feel like, yes, you've got these overthinking tendencies, But I feel like you have courage and you have an open heart, so that will keep you right. And yeah, just clarification back to that, I read on them. This feels good. This feels worth exploring, worth pursuing. Keep us posted. Hey, don't be stalking me. And we did call you. You were first on the list actually, but you weren't here, so I did have to skip you this time. But do catch us on Friday if you can make it then. Yes, give it a go, country. That's Spirit's message. Give it a go. Devea, my love, are you here? Please go ahead and post your message. And then Paula, my love, hopefully you are still here. Last but not least, you can both go ahead and post and I'll read for you. Just like the Nightbot chat says, anyone who wasn't able to make the list today or who is watching a replay, I go live every Monday and Friday. Always check the community tab for updates on the schedule, and the list always opens the day before the live, so Sundays and Thursdays. So I'll read for, thank you to Ray and Paula. I'll read for Devea first. Devea says, hi, please check the potential of creating a small business with my Peruvian friend. Josu, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's have a look at the energy around this small business, Devea. Devea always has these quests, I feel like. New businesses and let's have a look at the potential or the energy surrounding a small business with Josu. Ooh, lovely. Major Arcana. Very encouraging, Devea. Very possible. Able to take a vision. If we look at this magician here, take a vision, an idea, a creative, unique idea and pull it into reality. Yeah, we have with the magician, so between the two of you we have the tools to make this happen, to bring this idea, bring it into the 3D and bring it into manifestation. So you've got all the ingredients, you've got all the tools. It's just about moving forward with that and locking in on that. But with this, it's a major arcana as well, so this is a big deal. This has a lot of potential. Anything else, Peace Spirit, that Devea needs to know? Seven of Emotions, we just need to, the only thing we need to be mindful of is the Seven of Emotions is when it's almost like we've got so many options, so many choices, and maybe directions that you can go in, or maybe if you really connect with someone, really spark with someone, we can have like a million ideas about how to make this business happen. And the Seven of Emotions is about keeping realistic. So it's really good to dream big. And this card says, yes, dream big. This is a big deal. We're tapped into something real. And then the Seven of Emotions is about being discerning. It's about being realistic. And it's about making the choices that actually really will benefit you and really will work. So don't get ahead of yourself, say, or maybe this could be a characteristic of Hozu, you know, take what resonates, leave what doesn't here with regards to who it applies to. But the energy of the Seven of Emotions is almost like wanting something to be true, you know, like maybe wanting to kind of, whatever it say, if you were producing a product or something, it was like wanting to have the absolute kind of best supplier and putting all your money into that. But realistically, you kind of don't need to do that. So we can just start off small and be within our, you know, use our budget sensibly. Devay says, thank you. Yes, there are many ideas. Yeah, so filter those out. Now it's, you know, I'm trying to think of the word of basically filter those ideas and don't be afraid to cut loose some of them and be realistic, not too idealistic. So that's the only caveat. And it's part of the process of when, you know, big thinkers, big dreamers, you know, it's wonderful to have all that, and we need those people to expand our horizons, yeah. But we do need to be able to get them off the ground and manifest them into the 3D. We do need to be realistic as well. So make good choices now. You've got all the tools. You just need to make good choices now. Okay. So last but not least, I will read for Paula. I'm glad that makes sense, Devea. No problems, Sruthi. Thanks for popping back on and messaging. You're welcome, Devea. Keep us posted. So Paula asks, Anad started laughing as we were speaking today. Recently, we have started becoming friends. What was his intentions? Smiling a lot today. Excuse me. Okay, Paula, let's have a look at their intentions. Oh, Major Arcana. Justice. Connection is forming here. We see by these two hands. Something about this situation is transforming, so maybe the connection is deepening. Justice is always about like a fair and good outcome as well, so I don't think you need to doubt that there was any kind of ill intention here, Paula. Justice is kind of does exactly what it says on the tin, in the sense of that it's a fair card, it's a card of integrity. And I would say that this would reflect that, you know, there is something real here, a genuine connection. Do we want it to be romantic by nature? Is that where you would like to see things going, or is this purely platonic friendship? It's certainly deepening and we're getting closer, whatever is going on here, be it being just platonic or potential relationship. Allow it to unfold, okay, and trust it. Oh, because we've got two major arcanas here, so this has a lot of potential. Okay, this is always when we see a major arcana, it just tells us that there's very potent energies around this situation, this connection. We have an Emperor card as well, which is the Emperor's energy is about someone taking control of the situation. The Emperor is very straightforward and kind of pulls no punches, really. They are the boss energy of the deck. So I kind of feel like this could be their energy that if this resonates with their characteristics, it's like someone who will take the lead on a situation. If they want something, they will go after it. And I'm kind of getting this energy from them. And it's almost like as if you can lean into that and allow them to, basically, if they want to be friends with you, if they want to be close with you, if they want this to be more than friends with you, they will pursue you quite openly and that you will know about it, okay? So maybe further down the line that you'll get more clarity from this. The Emperor is someone who goes after what they want. So is this in a job role, Paula? Technically he is my senior, but he is younger to me. So this is maybe that, is he actually your boss? Is that why this has come through? That would be interesting. Do we work together? One more card, please, just because I'm nosy, and then I'll leave it there. Night materials, slow but steady progress. So yeah, I don't know, you haven't clarified yet the dynamic of what you want from this Paula, okay? It may be that they are your boss, etc. We've got some missing information here of just why this Emperor card has come through. Like I always say, the more that you can share, the more meaningful reading that is for you. So you work together and he's your senior. So the Emperor card is that boss energy. So then it's kind of like he is your boss, which may be why Spirit's brought this through, that's just a factor. With regards to justice, though, and their intentions are good. There is integrity. I see this relationship with the Night materials progressing. So you will begin to get closer. You will build, if it's just a friendship only, if it's just a colleagues together, kind of deepening of that connection. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow but steady, genuine connection that will continue to build. So there's nothing negative here. Nothing negative that I can see. And that Emperor card can be that because they are literally your senior. The Emperor is someone who you can rely on, someone that you can trust, someone that can really tell you in a nice way, kind of in a mentor way, how things are going to go. The Emperor, like I say, goes after what they want, is able to tell people in a good way, really, how to do things and how to do things well. So they're somewhat in charge. Okay, but I'll leave it there. Just allow this to unfold, Paula. You know, there is nothing negative here or to be afraid of. Just allow this connection to grow, to deepen and unfold. Their intentions are good here. Okay, I'll leave it there. Okay, thank you everyone who made the live today, who brought your questions. I hope your readings brought you some clarity, brought you some peace, insight. Like I mentioned, I go live every Monday and Friday, so please do join us on this upcoming Friday. The list will open on Thursday. But wishing you all so much love and light. Take care.